Hello, grade 7 learners. Welcome to another fun and exciting adventure together. Welcome to our English class. This is Teacher Dan and I definitely caught ya. In today's lesson, we'll explore the forms, differences, and relationships among phrases, clauses, and sentences. We will also highlight the different ways of writing, informing phrases, clauses, and sentences. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to define and differentiate a phrase, a clause, and a sentence. Differentiate the two types of clauses and write meaningful sentences. On your paper, write CS if the sentence is complete and write IS if the sentence is incomplete. Number 1. Because it is already damaged. The answer is IS. Number 2. They had a wonderful time during their vacation in Baguio City. You're right, it's a CS. Number 3. Into the woods. Correct. IS. 4. She speaks fluently. The answer is CS. Number 5. The beautiful and wide room of my dearest cousin. Right, it is IS. Number 6. Many Filipinos love watching Korean dramas. Correct, it is CS. Number 7. I have lived in Quezon City for 10 years. And the answer is CS. Number 8. To my great surprise. You're right, it is IS. Number 9. Many students are fond of using gadgets. Correct, it's CS. And for the last item, I adore you. And you are right again, it's CS. What observations can you make between complete and incomplete sentences? Can you further distinguish the two? If your answer is not yet, then bring out your self-learning module, pen and paper, and together, let's attain our goals for this day. Phrase, clause, and sentences. A phrase is a group of words that stands together as a grammatical unit, typically as part of a clause or a sentence. Cannot stand alone as it does not contain a subject and a verb, and it does not give a complete idea. Usually consists of an article, preposition, or noun. It acts as a noun, an adjective, or an adverb in a sentence. So, it can also be defined as a group of related words that acts as a single part of a speech in a sentence, and it either lacks of subject or a verb. Example, on the table. And the sample, there is no subject, no verb. Finish the task. Again, the sample has no subject. Daniel and his friends. This one has no verb. Letter B. Clause. Clause is a group of words having both a subject and a verb. Can sometimes act as a sentence, but it is not always the case. Two types of clauses. An independent clause is one that can stand alone. As a sentence, it does not require additional information for you to understand it. It has a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. Examples. The independent clause are bold letter. I love my country, so I will make sure to protect its sovereignty. When we pay our taxes diligently, it shows that we love our country. Meanwhile, a dependent clause is the one that cannot stand alone as a sentence. It is called a dependent clause because it needs to be attached to an independent clause. It is a supporting part of a sentence. Dependent clauses begin with subordinating conjunctions such as before, if, when, after, so, hence, therefore, since, because, so that, and others. The bold phrase clauses have a subject and a verb, but the idea or thought is incomplete. Examples. After I did my best to study, I received high marks. Because I wake up early, I was able to pass my subjects on time. Before you leave the classroom, make sure to turn off all the lights. Letter C. Sentence. A sentence is a set of words that contains a subject, what the subject is about, or the topic of the sentence, and a predicate, what is said about the subject. As such, a sentence contains a subject and a predicate, and expresses a complete thought and begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop, a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point. Examples. Number 1. Everyone needs food. Everyone is a subject. Needs food is a complete predicate. Number 2. Are you okay? A question expresses a complete thought. Number 3. Look out! An order or command also expresses a complete thought. Here are other examples of sentence. I like you. I study hard. When the teacher makes the subject fun, we learn a lot. As a Boy Scout, you should know how to pitch your tent. She got lost because she failed to read the directions. I was tired, so I decided to stay at home. Can you still remember the 4 kinds of sentences, class? Let's have a recap of what you've learned from your previous grade lesson. So they are the declarative sentence, or a sentence expressing a statement or opinion or a simple declaration. Example, she is a good teacher. The imperative sentence that gives a command or request. Example, please all rise. The imperative sentence is a sentence that is asking a question. Example, what's your favorite TV episode? An exclamatory sentence that expresses great emotions like happiness, anger, and others. Example, I am excited to see you. Now, let's see if you really distinguish a phrase, a clause, and a sentence by answering this task. Read each group of words and identify each group as a phrase, a clause, or a sentence. On your paper, classify them by completing this table. An empty room. I am sick. Horror movies lately. While you were sleeping, I found my coin purse. If I were a boy. Although she graduated above the clouds, but she fixed it. Where are you going? Here are the answers. The following are phrases. An empty room. Horror movies lately. Above the clouds. The following are the clauses. While you were sleeping, if I were a boy, although she graduated, but she fixed it. Following are the sentences. I am sick. I found my coin purse under my bed. Where are you going? Did you get the correct answer, class? If yes, then congratulations. I am sure you're ready to take on the next task. So, here we go. On your paper, copy the sentences. Then, box the independent clause and underline each dependent clause. Number 1. I will visit my grandmother when I have a vacation. The independent clause is I will visit my grandmother. The dependent clause is when I have a vacation. Number 2. When I finish senior high school, I will find a job. The dependent clause is I will find a job. The dependent clause is when I finish senior high school. Number 3. When I received the result, I fainted. The dependent clause is I fainted. The dependent clause is when I received the result. Number 4. I will ask for your help if the problem continues. The dependent clause is I will ask for your help. The dependent clause is if the problem continues. Number 5. She studies hard so that she will have an award. The independent clause is she studies hard. The dependent clause is so that she will have an award. Fantastic work, class! Now, we are all complete and ready to go. Alright, I hope you learned a lot today. In the next episode, we'll further explain the forms, differences, and relationships among phrases, clauses, and sentences by answering more exercises. Oh, there is more! This has been Teacher Dan, and I definitely Katja. See you again in our next English class. Bye, stay safe, and have faith.